And today we decided to team up and talk to you about interrogative words. And interrogative words are question words. So these are words that we use to find out information from someone. The thing to keep in mind with these words in Spanish, they will always have an accent mark. So anytime that you are writing or reading an interrogative, it will always have a question mark or an accent mark if it's a question. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start by pronouncing the words for you. We're going to tell you what they mean, and then we're going to give you an example. Okay, so let's get started. Repiten. ¿Cómo? ¿Cómo means how, and we've seen this many times, such as ¿Cómo estás? Or ¿Cómo está usted? Meaning how are you, informal and formal. So ¿Cómo means how.
All right. ¿Cuál? Repiten, ¿cuál? ¿Cuáles? ¿Cuál and cuáles both mean which. ¿Cuál is singular and cuáles is plural. For example, ¿cuál es tu nombre? So, which is your name? So the idea is, which is your name out of all the names out there in the world? Which one is yours? And ¿cuáles? We can say, ¿cuáles son tus libros? Which ones out of those books over there are yours? So when you're thinking of cuáles, think of a quantity of things and picking which one is yours out of those.
Yeah, that's great. I always like to think when you have a choice amongst things that you're always going to choose cuál.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Yeah. All right. So next word. Repiten. ¿Cuándo? ¿Cuándo? ¿Cuándo means when. And an example of that is ¿Cuándo es tu cumpleaños? When is your birthday? ¿Cuándo es tu cumpleaños? So ¿cuándo means when.
Repiten, ¿cuánto? ¿Cuánta? ¿Cuántos? ¿Cuántas? They all mean how many. So we have cuánto for singular masculine, cuánta for feminine singular, and we have cuántos for masculine plural, and cuántas for feminine plural. So for example, ¿cuánto es? If I'm trying to buy something, for example, a bottle of water, ¿cuánto es? How much is it? ¿Cuánta es la mesa? For example, the table. How much is the table? ¿Cuántos libros hay? How many books are there? Or, ¿cuántas plumas hay? How many pens are there?
Yeah, great. So let's go recap what we've learned so far. So ¿cómo means how.
¿Cuál and cuáles both mean which.
¿Cuándo is when.
¿Cuánto, cuánta, cuántos, and cuántas both mean how many.
Or how much.
Or how much, yes.
And be careful on the pronunciation because cuando with a D, right, can maybe sound kind of similar to cuánto with a T. So really make sure you're being careful on the pronunciation.
Yeah, and they both mean something different.
They do.
So watch out. Ojo.
All right, so next up, repiten, ¿de dónde? ¿De dónde? So ¿de dónde means from where? And we're going to use this when asking origin, where you're from. So I could say, ¿de dónde eres? Using the verb ser. Where are you from? Or I could say, ¿de dónde es Profe Gaby? ¿De dónde es Profe Gaby? Where is Profe Gaby from?
Soy de Brasil. I am from Brazil. All right, our next question word is ¿dónde? ¿Dónde means where? Repiten, ¿dónde? ¿Dónde está la niña? Where is the young girl? La niña está ahí. She's over there.
And the thing to keep in mind, the difference between de donde and donde, is de donde, again, you're talking about origin, where someone is from. And with donde, you're talking about the location. So that's a really important difference, a really important distinction to make.
You can even say, ¿dónde está mi mochila? Where is my backpack? See?
All right, next up, repiten. ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué? And por qué means why. And this word can just stand alone, as many of the words as well, but this word can stand alone. So you could just ask, ¿por qué? Why? So when your profesora tells you that you have tarea, homework, you could say, ¿por qué? As in why. So por qué means why.
And you're always going to use por qué to answer as well together. So the por qué as a question is going to be separate. Por qué with an accent over the E. And when you're answering the question, it's going to be por qué all together without the accent.
So the word is going to sound the same. So I could say, ¿por qué hay tarea? Why is there homework? And I could say, ¿por qué sí? Because there is. So ¿por qué with the question mark, separated as two words, P-O-R space Q-U-E with an accent on the E is why. And if I want to say because, I'm going to write P-O-R-Q-U-E all as one word with no accent mark. So just like Profe Gabi said, you can answer por qué with por qué, why and because.
Our next question word is ¿qué? What? ¿Qué es eso? What is this? Es agua. See, it's water.
And what I always like to point out about the word "que" is that it's used for identification of things. So whenever you are trying to identify what something is, you're always going to use "que" versus "cuál," unless which is a choice. All right, so next up is going to be ¿quién? Repiten, ¿quién? Repiten, ¿quiénes? So quién and quiénes both mean who. See? And I could say, ¿quién es tu profesora? Who is your professor? Or I could say, ¿quiénes son las profesoras? Who are the professors? So we're talking about more than one professor in this case. So I have to change quién to quiénes. See? All right, so let's recap one more time our words. And we're going to say them and you're going to repeat. Repiten. ¿Cómo?
¿Cuál? ¿Cuáles?
¿Cuándo?
¿Cuánto? ¿Cuánta? ¿Cuántos? ¿Cuántas?
¿De dónde?
¿Dónde?
¿Por qué?
¿Qué?
¿Quién? ¿Quiénes? All right, clase. Great job today. Again, remember that question words will always carry an accent over them. And another thing to remember is the inverted or upside down question mark that will always go at the beginning of the question. This is not optional in Spanish. When you are writing Spanish, you have to include that upside down question mark at the beginning of the question.
It is grammatically correct for you to use it, so be sure to use it, guys.
All right, clase. Hasta luego.
Ciao.